All right. Hey, Henry.
Very cool.
Okay. Yeah. Welcome to the call. All right, let's get started. Okay. Hey, so we got some good feedback from the first satsang, so I want to do another one. And if there's interest, we'll do more. If there's less interest, we'll do less. Um so I want to build on what we talked about in the first um the first satsang, which is about mantras. So I'm not going to go through everything we did last time. And then I wanted to just this time I want to give you um, some experiential uh, exercises. And again, when I'm doing these satsangs, I'm not a spiritual teacher. I'm not a guru. I'm simply sharing the information that could be helpful for you, practices that's helpful for everybody else, that they can use the mantras, um, that they could use these mantras for um, helping you reduce negative thoughts, negative emotions, and so on. And if you can reduce these thoughts, then you could have a better quality of life, be healthier. Um, so last week, uh, okay, so yeah, I think a few more people joined us. Um, Last week we talked about that you can get some mantras from these saints, and I gave you some people, and this particular saint, the we talked about the hugging Amma. Um, she actually said that by chanting these mantras, it reduces your thoughts. Uh, just gonna share the screen quickly so I can show you the hugging Amma in case you weren't on the call last week, but I'll be quick here. So share the screen quickly. Okay, so this is the hugging saint, the hugging Amma. Okay, she used to come on tour, but she hasn't been to tour since COVID. But what I learned from her is when I was first learning about mantras is that she was saying that if you can chant some mantras, it reduces your thoughts and reduces your negative emotions. And then there was she's like these big.
Okay, I mean,
Hey, um so I start to learn to chant mantras um from these saints that I met. Okay, so when I'm talking about chanting mantras, what I mean is Sanskrit mantras, and you might have your own mantra already. You might have a Buddhist tradition, you might have a um, Christian tradition, or you might have a Islam tradition, wherever a person's tradition is. Chanting these names of the divine can help you connect to a greater power. That's why we're talking about this. So I'm only showing this to her because I talked about her last week, and then she gave me my first mantra. So I want to actually, for this call, not repeat what I did last time, but to actually give you maybe some experiential exercises to chant. So um, let me show you a different screen now. Um, okay, so all right, so this is going to be much more experiential than the satsang last week. Last week, or not last week, 2 or 3 weeks ago, we talked about how to get an energy initiation. So I want to just to have you be aware of the resources, so that hey, even if you don't see a saint online or in person, you can watch a a YouTube video, connect to the divine energy, and then that would be your energy initiation. So if you don't know why I'm referring to an energy initiation, it's just that you're connecting through them because they are a self-realized master. I am not a self-realized master. Therefore, when you get a mantra from a self-realized master, from whatever tradition, what I was taught is that they are taking on your, like helping you, supporting you directly, taking on in the East, taking on the spiritual responsibilities for you, so that you can benefit in your greatest good. Okay, that's what happens when they give you a mantra initiation. So today we're just going to use a simple mantra, and again, if you have your own mantra, just use your own mantra from whatever tradition that you are familiar with. Okay, so this is we talked about this last call, so let me share the screen again.
Om Namah Shivaya. You repeat. All of us will say Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Okay, I just want everybody to get a sense of it, just an energy initiation, so that they can connect to the energy. And then what I'm going to do here is have you do your own exercise for yourself, and so you can see how chanting can help you with your day-to-day life. So in the beginning, when I showed you a picture of the hugging saint, right? When she says to chant it to help you with your life. She's like, when busy people say, "Hey, I can't chant," and everything, she says, just chant it when you're walking, to your door, when you're washing your dishes, whatever time you can, just chant your mantra to kind of release your stress. So I'm just going to show you how I do it and how it's helpful from an energetic standpoint. Let me show you my screen again. These are the steps here. Okay. All right. So, okay, so you could just yeah, so this is the steps. All right. So when you think about a negative emotion, all right, notice, think about either a negative thought or negative emotion, or it could be if your mind is really busy, it could be a series of thoughts or emotions. But the main thing is to notice where your body feels it. Okay, and once you know where your body feels, it could be your heart, it could be your gut, it could be your shoulder, it could be your wherever you feel it. Okay, and then once you notice where your body holds it, sometimes if you don't know where your body holds it, then just chant it to release it, whatever. Okay, so I think I'm gonna pick pick one of our practitioners. I could just demonstrate it quickly for everybody here. Can I either Henry or Tamara, if you guys are okay, I'll just do a quick demo on you so you could see it. Hey, Tamara.
Hi,
Hey.
everybody. Yeah, I'm good to be your
Okay.
pastor.
So I just want you to pick either a thought, or either a negative thought or emotion that you're dealing with. Can you think of something?
Yeah, I've been experiencing self-doubt in the capabilities of my body, like physically.
Okay. So you have a thought, or emotion. Okay, where do you feel in your body?
Um, it's in my chest.
Okay. So uh now it's very simple. Just chant the mantra, and then either if you like Om Namah Shivaya or whatever mantra that you already may know, just do it in silence and do it with this intention of um, connecting connecting to a greater divine energy, and then set an intention to let go of this thought or emotion, and just um, chant. It's just like the example that I showed you in the throughout the YouTube, either at the speed that the Sri Brahman chanted at, or it could be a little bit faster speed, whatever. I mean, I just chant Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. He did it at a slower pace, but do it at whatever pace you want. We're just gonna do 30 seconds, and then I'm gonna check back with you, and then you can let me know if there's anything that shifted, or you feel any type of movements. You want to just do it for like 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So how did it feel for you as you were chanting?
Um, yeah, the chanting helps. The part where you said to connect to a bigger source or divine, um, that just knowing that and then having the chant that helped the chanting helped ground that thought, ground that ability to connect, and it definitely helped
Okay,
release
great.
that fear.
Okay, the doubt that you were experiencing, so it went down.
Hmm.
Okay, good. So I'm just gonna have everybody else do it, and then so everybody, you pick your own um, maybe a thought. It could be a you know you know negative thought, negative emotion, whatever it is that you're experiencing. Okay, so pick it, and then what I want to do is uh, think about that thought that you're experiencing, and then notice where your body, uh, where your where your body is holding it. So, all right, think of your negative thought or emotion. Where does your body feel it? It might be your head, it might be your heart, it might be your gut, wherever your body holds it, or it might be just a heavy feeling. But if you don't know exactly where you feel it, it's also okay. So chant that mantra, either Om Namah Shivaya, or maybe your own personal mantra from whatever tradition that you learned it from. Okay, so connect to the divine energy, have intention to let go of that negative thought or emotion, and just breathe. Be aware of your breath. So we're just going to do that for like a couple of minutes here. I'm actually going to do it too. Uh, so Okay, so this is what I did is I used what this is called Japamala. I mean, you could get it on Amazon or at the Alma's bookstore. It's like 108. So it took maybe less than 2 minutes to chant at 108. I mean, and I think Christian traditions, it might be, I don't know how many beads in a rosary. Somebody might know. But Islam, different traditions have different counts. But, you know, if you have some type of rosary or something counting with, you could use that to help you focus if you want to use that. And then yeah, if anybody wants to raise their hand, just share how did it go for you. I'll be happy to unmute you and you can share. Or if you what's happening as you're chanting it, you might have other thoughts that come up. Okay, if you have other thoughts or other emotions that come up, just again, pay attention to your body and where's the next location is located, and then keep chanting and with the same intention to let it go. And then it just keep following how the body reacts, and then let it go and keep chanting. So Emma, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just had a question. So this is the first time I've done any chanting in my head, like silently.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just curious if there's any difference, like why would someone choose to do it verbally versus silently, or is there a reason?
Well, um, I was told that, hey, if you like chanting, like out loud, you can. I mean, but in a in a public place where you might not be comfortable chanting out loud and you still want the benefits, you probably want to just chant in silence. But if you get a group of people together and people are chanting out loud, yeah, sure do it. If you're in
Okay.
your own home and it feels nice to chant it out loud, sure, chant it out loud. Do it what the idea is, make it practical, do it in a convenient way for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
to
this is great. I didn't even realize it was an option. So it's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, it's I mean, if you hear the saints, they usually teach you, say eventually you want to do more and more in silence. So
Hmm.
yeah, if in the beginning you
Awesome.
want to
Thank
chant
you.
out loud, you can chant out loud to learn it. Anyone else have a question? Okay. All right. So um I want to just say share with you that I'm going to show you the screen again. Okay, and this is from my uh, protocol, my book. Some of you have this book already. So if if you're not aware of this, this is my healing principles training manual, and this is the protocol here. So you could take a picture of the screen, whatever you want to do. All right. So just know that your thoughts or emotions are often connected to these areas like fear, anger, sadness, grief, worry, not feeling safe, not trusting. Okay. So not be able to let go of control, not feeling loved. These are the common reactions. So when you're chanting, if you have some type of awareness of it, then it can you could just give, like, let go of this fear, give this fear, ask the divine to take this fear from you, take this worry from you, or melt the fear, or dissolve the fear, or it's just have an intention to letting go of these areas. And as you're chanting, that's going to really help you reduce your thoughts. So you could use this protocol to kind of guide you to letting go of your thoughts and emotions. You could just take a picture of that. Okay, how about we do another round, and then I want to move on to the self-inquiry stuff. So how about everybody pick something that you feel insecure about, okay? Whether it's a fear or from the protocol, whether you feel some thought, some experience that makes you not feel safe, something that makes you not trust, or whatever that it might be. And again, think about that thought or that emotion that you feel, or that experience that you feel insecure about, and then notice where your body feels it. Okay, notice where your body feels it, and then again, just chant, hold an intention, and connect to the divine energy, and then start to chant for maybe a couple minutes here. Just do another round so that it can help everybody release. This time I'm going to play the chant from Sri Brahman as we're doing this. Okay, so you could do it at his speed, or you could do it at your own speed.
Oh. What do you say?
Okay, so yeah, anyone want to share anything? If you have a question or comment, you want to share something, and if you do, I'm happy to unmute you. Okay. So if no one has any questions, I'm going to move on to the self-inquiry portion. Okay. The only thing I wanted to point out to everybody is that as you're chanting, you might start to feel releasing, like emotions might be releasing. Some people might have just emotions, tears. You might even have heaviness sometimes that gets released, or your tiredness. So this is I'm going to talk about this more in another satsang, and let me just talk about the three gunas here briefly, very quickly. Okay, so let me share screen again with everybody. Okay, there's these three gunas here. They mean okay, so what's happening is that it's when you're chanting, it's releasing. They're called. This is like a huge big subject by itself. You're actually releasing these type of energies when you're chanting and meditating and doing self-inquiry. You're reducing. You're releasing like layers of these energies. Okay, and then you can actually just do your own reading about it. This is like aggressive, restlessness, fiery type of energy. So it actually talks about, if you want to have good meditations and everything, it's best to even be very careful with your food, like highly spicy food, onion, garlic, all this stuff. All right. And the other type of energy is called tamasic energies, which is feeling lazy, feeling lethargic, like dark energies. Okay, so if you're tired, these mantras actually are pulling out these energies from your system. Okay, and then what's happening is as you are releasing your thoughts, your negative emotions, you become what they call more sattvic, which is more harmonious, peaceful, balance, all these energies. And if you're a meditator, eating, they say eating organic fruits, veggies, having more of a vegetarian type of diet is going to help you have better meditations and so on. So so I just want to point that out, so that if you are feeling sleepy or tired as you're doing this, sometimes if you want to chant, you can even just stand and chant, or if you're doing other things, your housework or whatever, chant, and then let those energies get released. So that's the main thing. And then, as I said earlier, if you chant when other thoughts are coming up, then just pay attention to your body, keep following the breath, keep chanting, and just keep observing these layers and layers of thoughts and emotions that get released. That's the main idea. Okay. Right, let me just check if there's any questions in the chat box here. Okay, if you want to ask a question in the chat box, feel free to do that. Okay, let's move on to self-inquiry. I want to talk about self-inquiry because self-inquiry is they say that it's the most direct path to self-realization. Okay, let me share screen again. Okay, I actually, if you see the screen here, it's this is a guided self-inquiry teaching by Sri Brahman. This is actually 30 minutes, so I'm obviously not going to play the 30 minutes here. Self-inquiry is one of the paths for realization, and they say that's the most direct path. And in the other satsang, I talked about there's actually four paths of. They say that four most common paths of for self-realization, which is one in yoga, they call it karma yoga. Karma yoga means doing a lot of service, volunteering work. So like Amma, the Hugging Saint, they have thousands of volunteers, helping her run her programs. These people are not getting paid, so that's just like service for humanity. That's one path. One is called Danya, which means path of meditation. This is Yana. Yana means path of knowledge. So self-inquiry is a path of knowledge. And the last one, bhakti. Bhakti is devotion. So when you're chanting, that's also considered the path of bhakti, devotional chanting and things like that. So this is self-inquiry. Self-inquiry is Ramana's inquiry about who am I? Okay, so when you're doing who am I, make sure you are calm first. Okay, so let me all right, let me go to, this is Sri Brahman. So what I want to say is that on a scale of 0 to 10, if your issue, like if you're a highly charged situation, or you're stressed and you have a high trigger, self-inquiry is going to be very difficult. It's not going to be that effective, okay? Because you're just too stressed, or your mind's too busy. It's not the right time to do self-inquiry. So if you have something that you're not so charged about, self-inquiry is very powerful. That's why I say here, make sure if you do your chanting, or do some other whatever chanting or other practices you could have to get your mind and body calmed down on a stress level I say usually under 3, the self-inquiry seems to be very, very helpful, very effective. It's one of the paths that people, the least amount of people do this, because it's not easy. It's not easy to have a calm mind. It actually took me like 7 years of being in India to be able to do the self-inquiry effectively, because it took me a long time to get a calm mind. It took me some years to chant to have a calmer mind. So how I learned self-inquiry is because of like sitting with Sri Brahman. He got realized at the age of 27, and then he's 80 now, and he's fully realized. He just didn't have a spiritual awakening. You'll see a lot of people on YouTube and different contemporary teachers. They had maybe a big spiritual awakening, a big opening, but he's done. Okay, so when I was sitting with him for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I got it. I can actually, from his transmissions. So basically, this is his channel here with if you click on live here, it's gonna have a lot of his satsangs here. Okay, both recently in Czech Republic and for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then previous to that in March he did a satsang in Cambodia. And the Czech Republic satsangs are he's talking in English, but there's a Czech translator. But even if you're listening to him, you will still get that transmission. Okay, and that transmission will not only help you learn how to do self-inquiry, but it will also just like help you have a lot of inner peace. So if you can't do the inquiry because your mind's too busy or you're too triggered or whatever, it's really good just to play him in the background as whatever you're doing. If you're cleaning the house, doing the dishes, or writing, or doing your work, it's good to have him because you're connecting. Because we just talked about the sattvic energy. Okay, when he's talking, it's that sattvic energy starts to get activated in you. So it's really powerful. And I'm just going to briefly just kind of show you how to do the self-inquiry. But again, if it's hard or it's abstract or you don't get it, don't worry about it. It's just that his transmission, his energy, you'll get it eventually, because self-inquiry is probably the most abstract thing. But do it if you do it energetically, because this is an energy healing group that came to me, just by your intention, connect to that to his energy, to this pure energy, then it's going to get downloaded into you. So here's just the here's the basic practice of self-inquiry, right? It's like if you have a lower level stress, a lower level, like just a thought, like your issue should be already pretty neutral already, but your mind still may be still thinking about that thought a little bit. And then you say, who am I? And then, or if you watch this video, he's going to talk about to whom this thought, to whom is this happening to? It doesn't even make sense, all right? It's an energetic process, all right? So when you ask, who am I? Just ask the question and let it search. Don't try to get a mental answer when you say, who am I? Like, oh, I'm a doctor, or, I'm an engineer. It's not about getting a mental answer. Just let it search. Let it spin. And when you do that, connect to the piece. That's the whole idea. So if you watch his videos when he talks about the inquiry, the guided, he'll talk about it, or the different talks, he'll talk about it. And he just says, it's not to get an answer. It's just to let it search. And why do we do this? When you say, who am I? It actually burns all your thoughts, burns the mind, so that when all the clouds in the mind gets removed, the end product is self-realization. So I'm going to I'm going to demonstrate it for everybody, just like I did earlier. Again, I'm not a teacher. I'm just sharing what I learned that could be helpful, so that if you find that this is a practice either now or later that you could use, then use it. But you might, if your mind is too busy, you might need to do some chanting first to calm it down over some time before the self, doing the inquiry. Should I Henry, can I use you for a demo?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I'll just do it with you. All right, just pick something that you're not triggered about, you're already calm, you're already neutral about it. Okay, so you're just doing, when you do the inquiry, it just kind of eliminates, like completely, like burns those thoughts. All right, so I don't know, pick something that you're already somewhat neutral about, something that you're not too stressed about. Can you think of something?
Yes.
Okay. Again, I'm using the same practice. Okay, just observe how your body reacts to this thought. All right. So you have something there, right? You can think about that, right? So notice what your
Correct.
immediate sensations or response to this neutral, fairly neutral thought. Can you feel it?
I can.
Okay. Now just do the who am I? Just say who am I? And just follow the breath and let it search. Okay. Without trying to get an answer. Everybody else, you could just kind of think about it, your own response, and do notice, pick a thought. Because in the example she brought me, said, okay, if you even if you have a chair or the house, your mind is still has these thoughts. So wherever you it's kind of neutral already. They're not triggering anything. So just look at that and say, who am I? And just follow your breath and just search. And notice what happens. All right. So how did that go for you, Henry?
Yeah, I've done that technique. I've tried it a few times, and it went this time as it normally does, and I start to feel a little calmer, and then I start getting random or stray thoughts that
Yeah.
that come up,
Yeah.
and I'm not certain because they feel fairly strong or prominent.
Yeah.
If that's just an expected behavior or
Yeah.
reaction.
You might have strong thoughts of something else. Like I said, if the other issue, if it brings up other stuff that's like stronger, and when you do the who am I, if it's not calming you down, if it's not going deeper, then you might want to do some chanting for the other stuff. So if you already have a pretty calm mind about certain things, like all the strong emotions, reactions are gone. Doing this seems to take you to a deeper peace. Okay, so this is an advanced practice, just so everybody knows, so that they are not expecting that. Why didn't it work for me? It's just because there's further work that needs to be done, further cultivation of the soil to have a calmer mind, and then you can do this very, very effectively. Veda asks if this is like a mantra, the who am I? No, you don't want, it's like you say, who am I? And it's just like, not like, who am I? Who am I? Wait, you're not doing it like this. It's like, who am I? And let it search. It's your intention. Just let that energy, connect to that energy. Let it search, 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 search. It's not to repeatedly say, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? No, not to do it like that. Even Sri Brahman teaches that too. So, so if you watch his channel, even if you don't understand everything he says, because he's referring to like yogic teachings, Sanskrit teachings, it doesn't matter. Like, if you play his satsangs and just let the energy cook in you, it's just gonna activate like a deeper inner peace. I don't understand everything he says. So the two common things, it's like either who am I or to whom is this happening to? To whom is this thought or whatever? The guided inquiry that I showed you in the video, he's going to go through that. But if you don't fully understand it, it doesn't matter. It's just about, it's a resource so that you can connect to a living self-realized being that's completely done. You know, like his, when you talk to him, his eyes don't even move. It's like complete stillness. So this is just a great opportunity for us. Does anybody else have any questions? If anybody wants to either ask a question or share something, we're getting close to the end of the call. And if anybody wants to, I'm going to try to either get a either a WhatsApp or a Telegram group together. I think some people came here. So, Nick, did you have a question? You want to unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Unmute one more time. I muted you as you were talking. Yeah.
All right. So, we've been talking about awakening, and I've been thinking a lot about meaning and duality. And I guess what I'm going through right now is this like phase of nothing means anything except for the meaning we give it, and the meaning we give it is all conditioning. And so there's like no meaning inherent in anything. And so is self-realization the point of like, you've just practiced and realizing that every meaning you give is just conditioned to the point that the conditioning burns off and there's no meaning inherent in anything, and that's how you live your life?
That's a really interesting question. I would say that I wouldn't take it like that. I would say, I'll just give you example. So maybe that could give you a clarity from a living experience. Sri Brahman's son, I think he's realized. We think he is because nothing disturbs him. He's so calm, so peaceful. And then a lot of people say, oh, it's just easy just to, especially from the West, just say, it's easy just to sit in a cave and do nothing and be calm. You know, during COVID, his son is handing out free food on the street to 700 people during the COVID period every day, and at his ashram. And he told a story once that he said that there was like 15 years ago. Before he's like, I was like, you know, like I had guilt, I had all this stuff and emotions, you know, and then he had like this experience. It could be awakening, or he could be pretty close to fully done. He just says, he's like, there was a flash flood that killed about 15,000 people in front of him. And in the area that he was in, he's like, people had PTSD, anxiety, all kind of traumas. And then in him, he said there was this complete peace, like no disturbance, while everybody else was just really disturbed, right? Because so many people died. And he has such deep inner peace. So it's just like nothing seems to disturb him. And then I'll give you another example is that we in Cambodia, there was a water festival, 3 days, where during like 3 days of the year, it's a water festival where they're selling thousands of water guns. And so he fully participated in the water fights and just had a ton of fun. But we sat down half an hour after the water fight. He's like, I can't even remember what just happened. His mind just does not get attached to the negative or the positive. So while
does he still experience them and he just doesn't get attached? Doesn't even experience
his
them.
mind is highly not detached, like as part of his being. As for us, if we had a great experience, went to a football game or whatever, or we watch or great food, we might be thinking about it over and over again. His mind is so free from attachments that it's just he experiences his life moment to moment fully, yet no attachments. Good experiences, bad experiences, no.
Is it almost like he still gives things meanings, he just doesn't take the meanings with him from moment to moment?
I think it's just his mind just doesn't, he experiences life fully, but it's no like it just no thoughts, nothing. It's just I'm not there, but I'm just saying, trying to give you
I know I'm trying to wrap my head around it too, but like, wouldn't no thoughts mean no meaning?
It seems like from their standpoint, they might not experience, we might give it meanings like this means this, that means that.
Right.
From their standpoint, it almost seems like they're experiencing life with no meaning. Like they are fully contributing to society, fully joyfully living, but like they're not creating any further stories.
Okay.
If that helps or not. So
yeah, sort of. I know it's something that's hard to put into words.
So I think these people that have spiritual awakenings, which I think in another satsang, I will talk about these spiritual awakening clips from these other people, and then people can kind of digest that. So if anybody before the end of the call, because we're getting to the end, if anybody have further questions, or you're not on my either email, you came from Facebook and you want to send me your phone number or your email, then I could either add you to the email list or possible a future WhatsApp group or a Telegram group. Feel free to send it to me. Okay. Yeah, and the replay will be available later. And it seems like we got a good group here that's interested in this stuff. So we'll probably do more of that. Anybody else have any last questions? And then I'll let everybody go on the hour, so you guys could go do your next thing or go have dinner, Okay. All right. Hey, it was a lot of fun. I'll see all you guys at the next call.
Thank
right.
you so much, Paul.
Thanks,
Good night,
Paul.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Oh, you're welcome.